Welcome back to the Cuzn Collective. I'm your girl Capree.
And I am Monay.
And we're back.
Back and back and back.
Again. So quick question. I mean not quick question. Oh my gosh. Sorry y'all in advance for anything. It's yeah. We'll get to that in a minute. Sorry for the late upload from last week, but again, we were having technical difficulties for those of you who follow us on Facebook. Yeah, I don't understand what was going on with my laptop. I don't know. I have no clue. I ended up having to, it's like it would start uploading and then it would just get stuck trying to upload at a particular area. And I mean, I would let that stuff upload like overnight and it still would just barely move. And I swear I did that like so many times. I don't know what happened. But then when I tried to do the other one that ended up being the wrong video, it uploaded with no problem. And we have plenty of space. So I don't understand like what in the world happened. I don't know if it was the internet. Like I said, the internet has been acting real janky. So I wonder if it has something to do with the internet. But I'm hoping that this moving forward when I had these issues. I was thinking about, Lord, maybe we should record on my phone, but then I tried to do that, and then you can't record on your phone. Not from from this app. But I ended up having to move it. I don't even remember how I did it. Oh, because these raw footages, the drafts, they go automatically to the cloud. So then I had to go pull it from the cloud, download it to my phone, edit it on my phone, which was annoying. I don't mind editing on my phone because I do have a video editor on my app, but that's why I need to upgrading. I have a tablet, but this particular app is not offered on Windows. So I was like, I gotta get me an iPad or something because to make it easier to have a bigger screen to edit and see stuff, but whatever. We made it.
Not denied, and we gonna keep on.
We made it. We made it. So hopefully it won't happen anymore because that was annoying. That was annoying. Ain't gonna lie. But anyway, how you been?
Good, girl. I'm tired of you know what today.
Girl.
I had fun, too much fun last night.
What you do?
So I had been planning this whole surprise get together for CJ's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I had reached out to his coworker friends and some friends that we've met here, and then just a group of people. And then it snowed yesterday, and I swear that snowstorm was like a freaking mini blizzard. The good thing is it did not stick to the roads, but I wasn't sure. Like I didn't know what to expect or whatever. And we're used to in North Carolina, if it a little flurry, we just stop everything. We don't do nothing. So I canceled. Right. And then one couple was like, girl, it's supposed to stop snowing at 3:00. We going out tonight. And I was like, okay, cool. Then another couple reached out and was like, hey, y'all still want to get together tonight? Was like, okay, cool. It ended up being 9 of us that went out this night.
That's good.
So we went to a restaurant that's like a bar / restaurant kind of vibe. Really nice. Really, really nice vibes. And then afterwards we went to a lounge that had hookah. They had a go-go band playing cover songs last night and drinks. And yeah, we stayed out till like 12 o'clock, which I'll be going to bed early now. I used to be an all-nighter kind of a person, but now I be sleepy at like 9:30. So going to bed that late last night, I woke up this morning at 11. I don't sleep that late. And when I woke up, like my entire head just hurt. Like not like a hangover, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had to drink some coffee, and after I drank coffee, I was straight again. But it was really nice. It was really nice. He had a great time. He was happy. You know how CJ is, real serious most times. So it's always a pleasure to see him let his hair down and just have some genuine fun. And nobody there knew anybody.
Okay, that's good.
Literally. I love that whenever nobody knows anybody, but we all come together like we've been friends forever.
Right. Oh,
So that was beautiful. And one of the couples, the husband told me, he was like, all right, Ashley, so you got all of us together. I like this crew. And he's like, they're the oldest people that was there. They're like in their 50s. And
mhm.
first they were like, well, thank you for inviting us. We feel honored to be able to hang out with you young folks. But then he told me I'm in charge now of getting everybody together once a month.
Okay,
We
girl.
can have get-togethers and do
Good.
crabs and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay, let me find out. I need to slide up to Virginia so I can get me some
Girl,
crabs. You know, I still ain't got my dang crabs, and we 2 years in.
listen, well, we do crabs, not crab legs. Yes, we do crabs with them. They're from DC, so they do the whole crabs and like
Those
the
things
big
injure
shrimp.
me. They injure me. I'll do the shrimp. I got injured one time with them.
Girl, they're so daggone good. And they love, like the last time we did it when we lived in the same neighborhood as them, everybody just put in $30 per couple.
That's good.
They had a bunch of crabs, a bunch of shrimp. Me and CJ got hot dogs and put them on the grill for the kids. And we stayed outside for like 6 hours,
Okay.
just eating and drinking and having a good time. And they don't have kids. So they really enjoy doing that with other families. And girl, we have a ball.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
good.
come on up, honey. You can come and have a good old time
See if I
with
can
us.
make it up there without falling asleep.
Yes. But you gotta look, you can't go to work next day because we be
Girl,
hanging
you know,
like
one
that.
drink in, I'm done. One and done. Oh, well.
So what about your night or weekend?
Well, this weekend, today is Sunday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday, last night, me and the cousin Jasmine, how I go hit my thing again. We went to the No Cap comedy tour, and it was good. It was really good.
Saw your video. Looked like y'all really had a good time.
Yeah, we had fun. We had so much fun. Everyone was funny. Lil Duval, I think he was the most entertaining, which was where the music came in because he makes music or whatever. So he got everybody up on their feet or whatever. You know, that's a common thing, especially in the Black community. If you can't do nothing else, you play some good music, we gonna be up and jamming, and that's
Yeah.
it. He was super funny. I never seen him as a stand-up comic, but he was very funny. Um, and everyone was so hilarious to me. I'm gonna say my favorite was probably DC. I just love to hear DC talk. He's so goofy. I love
Yeah.
his scream laugh. It be cracking me up, and how he was roasting everybody he could see on that front row. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Everybody was funny though. Um, it was cold AF.
Yeah. So I forgot to mention that part. Like, what
Mm-mm.
the heck? Yesterday was crazy.
It was already cold here in Raleigh, and we already knew it would be a little colder because it's Greensboro, but we did not know it was ridiculously cold. I've never been up there and it been that cold ever in a year. I mean, my best friend lives up there. So we leave, and I had changed my clothes because I was gonna wear jeans. At first, I was gonna wear jeans and a hoodie, and I was like, no, because I might get too hot in there, and I don't want to be trying to fight getting out of a hoodie because I'm always hot.
Mhm.
Um, and so I was like, well, I just throw on my little my jean shirt, and I put on a white t-shirt underneath it, had my jeans and my sneakers on, and I was like, it was one of those shirts. It was the neckline came like right here, but I don't know why it just felt more. I felt constricted. I didn't feel like I had movement. So I took all of that off, and I just ended up throwing on some leggings, some boots, and like this sleeveless tank top underneath, and my sweater and cardigan. And I was good. So we left. And Jasmine almost wore a dress. Child, bless you. She almost wore this dress. It was really cute, but honey, it would have been, and it was like some mod style lime green boots. They were so cute. But she ended up putting on what she had on. And we hit the road and we head out. The sun was sunny. Literally, we was like this the whole time. She drove, but I'm just like, oh my gosh. And it's like the further you get, it's like you're going a higher elevation anyway. So it was like the sun was like right there. And when we got 85, it was just like beaming. And so I was just like, Lord, people, the wind was knocking the cars around. It was super windy. And so we met up with the best friend, with Shonda, at Dame's Chicken and Waffles down in Greensboro. So that was when it happened. We opened that door, and all I could do was say, I was like, what in the hell happened? Jazz was like, oh my gosh. It was like we went to Antarctica. Mm-hmm. It was ridiculous. So then we had to walk a little bit because, it was street parking. So we walked a little bit. And like halfway there, my legs started cramping up.
Because it was so cold.
It was so cold. Justin's like, my leg is starting to hurt too. But mine was turning into a bad Charlie horse that was moving up and down. And, in the up and down my thigh, in the same side that I have sciatica. And I was like, Lord. So I had to stop, and I was like, it's too cold. I can't stop. So I had to go. Then my nose started running, and it was burning. And then I finally get there, and I just was like, I can't. I got to the door, and I was like, I can't go nowhere. My leg is just locked up. And then Shonda was like, come on, girl, come on. So I can't make it. So she was like, you want me to rub it? Bitch, I don't know. She came outside. She was like, it's cold. She got her coat and stuff on, and she trying to rub it with her knee. And I'm just like, ain't nothing working. We just looking silly. So finally made it in, and then I was like, ugh, it finally started. I kind of stretched a little bit or whatever, and then it finally calmed down. But then I sat in that chair, and the chairs were hard, so that was like literally right on that muscle, right on where it was hurting. So yeah, it was, and then it flared up again when we got to the Coliseum, because we parked across the street from the Coliseum, and then when we got onto the premises, we had to walk up this steep incline to the door, and that incline, I was like, oh, Lord, this is gonna really like flare up, because you getting ready to use some muscles because you're on the incline. I was just like, Lord, please let me just make it up here. And I had to start like 2 or 3 times because my leg was locking up, and I was like, this cannot be life. So Jasmine had to grab me. I was like, come on, girl. I was like, just go. It was like we was in a field, like we was fighting a war. I was like, just go, leave me behind. She was like, I'm not gonna leave you. I was like, oh my God, because I was like, I got to stop. And the only thing that helped is like me leaning up against something and just stretching my leg, like doing a lunge or something. Girl, it was horrible, but
it was that wind chill, because I know here it was like 26 degrees. And I mean, we've become used to that kind of temperature, but it was the wind chill that was making it worse. And see, CJ's homegirl, she had one of them bubble coats that's like a bubble coat hood, and it goes down to her calves. I had on a pea coat, and I was like, dang, I need your coat next winter. And she was like, yeah, y'all not in North Carolina anymore. You need to upgrade your coats. Clearly, because she was like chilling, like walking, like,
shoot, we didn't even have the right stuff to be here. We was in North Carolina. Jasmine, Shonda, she had her big coat on, but I'm like, we weren't expecting it to be like it just changed. And I was like, Shonda, she was like, girl, she said it was not like this earlier. I was like, this is ridiculous. And I only had on my little, it was a black cardigan sweater thing, girl. And then when we were going back to the car, we passed these 2 girls that was going in, and one girl, she had on like these real thin, I know she got from probably, what's that store y'all be shopping in? What's the club store? I can't think of it.
Rainbow.
It was like one of the rainbow dresses. It was straight polyester, and girl, and it was above her knee. She had on a little itty bitty one of little short jackets, and she had on some heels. So I was like, girl, I knew.
Girl, when I walked out that house yesterday, I was like, dang, I want to put on my sweats and a hoodie with a coat and some sneakers.
Did you feel like I felt like I was thawing out, my skin was tingling?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I had on some faux leather pants. And the crazy thing is with them pants is if it's hot, because I was getting ready and I was burning up, hot sweating when I was getting ready. And then when I would sit down, it would be chill. When I went outside, I was freezing. Them pants, they just meant just being cute. Like, and sitting down somewhere. It cannot be too hot or too cold.
And some climate control.
Yeah. Girl, I was like, oh, heck no. Because I have another pair that has like the sweater feel on the inside. That's worse. And I was like, no, I don't want to wear those and then be in the building and be sweating. Them right there, girl, no. I will not. It would have to be fall when I wear them. Or that's it. Because it has to be like a happy medium with them pants for me.
Yeah.
And then if you get the ones with the sweater on the inside, it's gonna have to be super cold.
Girl.
Cause I be sweating.
It was cold. And then on the way back, Justin was like, grab this picture for me. I was like,
in the cold?
In the damn cold. Like, we both out here. So we had to start. I had to take about 4 or 5 pictures of her.
I was like,
because she was cute. I had already said before we got up, I said we're gonna take some pictures. But once we got up there, all of that had left. It was gone out my head. Girl, I was like, girl, you know I love you, honey, because I'm just like, hurry the hell up. Hurry, pose 1, 2, 3, pose.
Girl.
Oh my gosh. But yeah.
Hopefully that was the last burst of Mother Nature telling us it's
she's tripping. She's tripping.
Because she was really tripping yesterday.
She gave us her ass to kiss last night.
She did.
And then I got on the car, said 21 degrees.
It felt like 11 or 10.
It felt like 2.
Yeah. It was crazy.
I can't recall my tip of my nose burning before when I was outside. I've been in some cold weather, but I guess probably haven't been out in it that long because that was a little hump that we took to walk to the place.
Yeah.
Girl, disrespect was what that weather did to my clothes yesterday.
Girl,
totally disrespected my little layers.
I cannot wait for warm weather. I personally, I like wearing hoodies and stuff, but my favorite time of the year is spring and summer because I can take off as much as I need to. And I just be chilling. I don't care about it being hot. I personally don't.
I like the fall. I like the autumn fall. I like the 50 degrees to 70, 75 degree weather where you could do either or. If it could be like between 60 and 75 degrees every day, I'll be happy because you can layer it up, take it off, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I used to like some, but I like some of them more because of my skin. So
yeah,
but I still go out there once the summer and try to risk it all. You might hit the beach or something this summer. I just have to suffer.
I feel like it just got dark in here.
Did it? I don't notice. The sun probably moving around.
Yeah.
So yeah, today I am super sore. And like I said, I woke up, I slept. I think I woke up, went to the bathroom. And it was like damn near 12 o'clock when I woke up. 11, 12 o'clock when I woke up.
Moral of the story is we ain't built like we used to be.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't built like this then because for me, like the clubbing days, I used to do that when I was a teenager in Florida because they had teen clubs down there. So my dad would let me go and hang out till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning at teen clubs, or I go with my cousins, or we would go to the skating rink on Saturdays, and they would you could skate until 11, and from like 11 to 2 or 3, everybody had to put skates up and you would dance. So I partied. So by the time I got to college, I wasn't the one trying to go out. I would, but it almost had to always drag me out. So I was just like over it. So I'm not really, that's why I'm not really into partying and hanging out at night. And it definitely is, even though we weren't going to the club or anything, it was just like just being out after a certain time of night. I ain't been out that late and I don't know when. When's the last time I've been out that late? I don't know. Definitely not here. If I was out that late, it was because I was up there with y'all. Because this is the first time that, and that's another thing, I did not have anxiety. I don't know how many different smells, different types of weed I smelled last night that may have had played a strong uh uh part in me not feeling anxiety, because it was I was like
contact.
my eyes was red. Everybody was, and then
Capree was high involuntarily.
who was it? Who asked for? I don't remember if it was Carlos. Somebody asked for, said something about some weed, and or maybe it was Lil Duval. It was Lil Duval, I think. I think it was. And somebody he saw somebody gets light up in the front of the stage, and then he was like, basically was like, somebody, send me some or whatever. So people started, so the dude threw the blunt on the stage. He picked it up, and then they say, somebody from, like, because you at the floor level, and then you at a level above. Here in PNC, we call it the club level. Someone call it the club level. So we was right above the floor level. So someone further up, started throwing weed and stuff or whatever they was throwing down on the stage. It was like,
that's crazy. Yeah, when the lounge we went to, they was smoking in there. And girl, like, you smelled it the whole night. Mixed with cigarettes, because it's a lounge, so they smoking and all that in there. And girl, I come home and I'm like, still smell it.
yeah, because it's on you.
But it was in my clothes.
Yeah, and I took my clothes off immediately and threw them in the washing machine, and I was like, today, I tied my head up and I was like, today I gotta wash my hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash it and dye it tonight, because I was like, all of that. I was like, Lord have mercy. And I think that also helped trigger my congestion. I got super congested along with the weather.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Well, we had a great weekend, sounds like. I know I did.
Yeah, we had fun. It was fun. And then I'm gonna say one more thing, and then then we're gonna go ahead and jump into this topic. So we were talking about the picture. I don't know if I sent you that picture that Jasmine sent me a while ago, not so long ago, with my mom and her mom and her mom's best friend, right? So we were talking about that picture or whatever, and because Jasmine just kept looking so much like Tanya yesterday. Like, we know she looks like Tanya, but when she was sitting here, she did something and she turned. She was looking at me, and I was talking, but it was the way she was sitting and how she looked at me, and then she smiled, and I literally like gasped, because I was like, oh my God, I just literally, whew, she looked splitting image. And I was like, oh my God, you just like your mom so much right there. And so, okay, girl, get your life together. I miss my auntie. So anyway, we were talking about when we got in the car with it, we were talking about the picture, and I was like, yeah, I said, I remember your mom used to, I couldn't remember if she had a sew-in in that picture, or if it was a wig. I couldn't remember. And so I was like, yeah, your mom used to spray her wigs and stuff in her hair. And she was like, wigs? She was like, she said, y'all had wigs back then?
No.
First, I said, bitch. Girl, I was like, nah, nigga. I said, you trying to play me. I was like, oh, you trying to call me? Oh, I said, that's what it is. I was like, girl, Tina Turner never had wigs. I said, they had wigs before then. I said, think about it. I said, your mom, because she couldn't remember her mom. I said, yeah, your mom used to wear wigs. And so I used to identify the ones that I was like, yeah, your mom had long hair, but she would wear wigs. Sometimes she would wear her hair out, but it was very rare. She always had her hair done, or she would, get a wig or something. Boy, I said, this girl, I said, you trying to play me.
It's so funny because Amani and Charlie will say stuff like back in the olden days. Like, what the heck is an olden, first of all? But they'll reference stuff like that we did when we were teenagers and stuff, and reference it as the olden days. Like when CJ would wear the fitted caps all the time and stuff, and the kids was like, I didn't like your style back in the olden days. And I'm like, well, that was
Well,
just
I
like,
will fight you.
that was less than 20 years ago. What do you
Like,
mean
yeah.
olden days?
And I was like thinking, I'm like, dang, how much older? I'm like, okay, I got 15 years on her, but
That's still not old.
don't be playing. That's not old.
Did y'all have wigs? But and that is funny.
Back then.
But you know what? Like it took me to become in my 30s to really realize that the age gaps really aren't that much of an age gap. Like when I was a kid and like maybe in my teens and 20s, I used to think certain people were so much older than me,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not.
But they're
Like
not.
you and I are 10 years apart,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
It feels like we're in the same
Right.
for most things, you know.
Yeah.
But when you're younger, when I was younger, I used to think that it was like a huge difference between, you know, people that were older than me, but it's really not.
It really
I
is.
mean, even like my dad, because he's still, you know, hip and cool and stuff, and my mom and stepdad and stepmom too, you know, and they're in their 50s.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, for the most part, they're in
Yeah.
their 50s, but it's not that huge of a difference between.
As far as especially on just day-to-day stuff.
Mhm.
So it's just like,
It's interesting.
oh my girl,
And back then,
get your entire life.
back
So let's move on into our topic for today, because I know they're probably like, oh, we're not in a topic. No, we just had to catch up because we haven't spoken. So so I was watching an episode of, what's the name of it? Ladies Who List. I think it's I see it on YouTube. I just catch the episodes on YouTube. I'm not a religious watcher of this show, so anybody who out there, that's an old episode. It don't matter. We're gonna talk about it. I just watch whatever, you know. Sometimes I'll watch the shows if they come across my timeline on YouTube. So this particular episode, I'm gonna give you a little backstory. There's two friends, I think Robin and Crystal. Okay. And these are all women who are in real estate. And so I remember seeing in a previous episode a while ago, maybe a month or two ago, they're supposed to be best friends. Okay. So Crystal and had Robin over to, I think it was her at her office. I think Robin is actually no, Robin is in real estate. I feel like Crystal may be in law or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, people in the comments, if y'all decide to critique this, but I believe she's in law. So basically Robin was telling Crystal that she wanted to get all of the women that was in, you know, on the show, whatever, in the group together to do a collaboration and to be like this super black real estate type, whatever this business opportunity was. So Crystal's response to her was, you know, you don't play well in the sandbox. And so keep in mind, I don't follow the whole show. So Robin, it switches over to the confessional when they're just talking to us or whatever. And she said, she talked about how it bothered her that Crystal brought that up, because she told Crystal that, she was like, how are you going to throw up in my face what I told you? You know, like in a past conversation, Crystal, Robin confided in Crystal, you know, just telling her about her past. And she don't hide it on the show. She was basically left to raise herself as a teenager. I think she had a child. And she has had a rough time cultivating relationships with women, because women like to be backstabbers, and you know how women can be. And so, and again, this is going off of what we see on TV. Okay. So she felt some kind of way because, you know, Crystal threw that up in her face, which, you know, I can understand that. So she was like, you know, don't do that, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So then Crystal started using the word trigger, basically telling her, oh, you're triggered. And Robin explained to her that she don't say that to me, because, you know, that bothers me. So let's fast forward to the event. So they're at the event, and in true all the women get together fashion and form, there's got to be an altercation, because it wouldn't be reality TV to just let these Black women have a show to actually showcase their excellence without the cattiness. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's this one girl who had an issue with her. I can't remember her name, maybe Kiana, I think. Had an issue with Robin for some business thing situation that happened like maybe a year prior. Like, you wait until you get to this event that you already knew you were going to say no to whatever the question was, because it was coming from her, and then you just came to like choose this moment out of all of the other moments that you could have reached out to her. So I hate when they do stuff like that. But anyway, so basically it was a money situation where I think it's Kiana, so we're going to say Kiana, had needed Robin to hold some contracts for her for something that she was going through like some business woes or whatever. And Robin was going to charge her $500 per contract. And that rubbed her the wrong way. So she felt like she was just trying to get her for some money, blah, 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 yada, yada. So it's like, why didn't you address that then? Anyway, then the other girl was like, well, you didn't follow me on Instagram. You stopped following me on Instagram, and I want to talk about it. And so that's how the argument started. So basically you have these two women going after her, and she's defending herself or whatever, and she's just trying to move on, because it's like, this is obviously wasn't supposed to be what the topic of the discussion was supposed to be about that night. So they're talking, they're going back and forth. So then her friend Crystal jumps in, and basically, and from her standpoint, she felt like she was trying to diffuse the situation. But how she diffused the situation was to tell Robin, stop, you're triggered, stop. So of course that pissed her off even more. So she just kept on. And I'm like, what the heck? So then, Robin eventually leaves because she's just like, she felt betrayed, which I totally could understand. So my question is, it's two-part. When is enough with a friendship? In this case, could you still be best friends with someone who intentionally makes jabs at you and does things that they specifically asked you not to do to them? And the second part is it fair to expect your friends to accept your negative behaviors that stem from your traumas, your past traumas? I blow my nose, but we're gonna stick it out.
Okay.
We might have to review that next season. That might be one we have to review.
So when is enough with a friendship? When it's no longer peace. I ain't got time to be. I just don't like drama, and if that's the constant with you as a friend, it's no point. I know I couldn't be friends with somebody who intentionally makes jabs at me, because I mean, in a friendship, you shouldn't intentionally try to hurt, right? Any relationship.
Right.
That's negative intentions. And I don't want to be in relationship with anybody who has negative intentions. If I asked you not to do a specific thing, so we're talking about the fact that Robin asked her not to bring up the don't play well in the sandbox thing, right?
Or the trigger word, like you're basically telling her how she's feeling.
Yeah, that's almost like she's, my favorite word, antagonizing her. Yeah. When you know that something bothers somebody, and you know, because even if she didn't tell her,
you can tell body language, read the room.
Right. So if you are constantly doing that, you're doing that to get a reaction out of somebody. That's called antagonizing. And what is the purpose behind that? Mm-hmm. What is the reason? What is the reason? And no, I don't think that anybody should accept negative behavior just because it stemmed from trauma. That's a you problem. That's a you problem. I mean, I guess there are levels to that thing, to some things, right? Because nobody's going to be perfect. But again, it goes back to what we've talked about before. Setting boundaries in your life doesn't just relate to an intimate relationship. That's any relationship. So if I make boundaries in my life of things that I'm willing to and not willing to put up with to maintain my peace, if your negative behaviors step outside of them boundaries, then yeah, I don't have to put up with it. No matter what trauma you've been through that causes that. That's not my problem. That's yours.
Right.
I'm not asking you to change necessarily, but that just doesn't fit well with what I want in my life. And that should be okay. So my question about that though is, so in the beginning, when she said you don't play well in a sandbox thing, I know somebody like that, and I will not invite them to certain situations because our relationship isn't toxic, if you will, but I know that person can be toxic to others. So because of that, I exclude them from certain events intentionally. The funny thing is that person gets offended, but they know how they are.
So it's like, what do you want to do to get invited? Are you going to take accountability and start making changes?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Now, I don't think I've seen, I'm going to just out of curiosity, maybe go find it, see if there was an episode where it actually showed her telling her that. And see, because I will say that Robin's thing is she's always had to fight for everything. And I mean, that's the case for a lot of people. But, and so, and in this situation, it just shows, you know, you're having to fight for your friend to understand you. And then you feel like in a moment where she should have, if Crystal's intentions was to stand up for her, which later she went to therapy and discussed this with her therapist, because then it did get physical. I ain't gonna leave that part out. Not like a straight up fight, but Robin was very irate. She was upset, obviously, because you're telling me how to feel. You're jumping in, and I feel like it looks like, even though your intentions may be different, what it looks like is you're telling me to shut up so they can talk. You're trying to calm me down instead of like actually maybe trying to let them know that, hey, that's not cool or whatever, or, you know, I don't want to say take my side, because neither one of them, I mean, I'm gonna say it was a react. She was reacting to what they were doing. But it was just all wrong how Crystal tried to handle it. So she kept saying, you're pointing at her. And so then Robin's got the hand down. So of course she had to go take it to her therapist. And then how she explained it in therapy in the beginning, it was like she didn't want to accept the fact that one of the girls called her out that night and was like, look, she told you that, you know, this was making her feel some type of way. She, you know, she's telling you this, she's literally telling you not to do it and you keep doing it. Like, how much more clarity do you need? Yeah. And so anyway, she gets to the therapist and she's talking to the therapist about the situation and saying, you know, what her intentions were. And she was like, but then it got, you know, then it got physical. Now, where do I draw the line? You're not innocent in this. She was like, maybe, you know, it did. It's like, you really have to, she was like, maybe it did, me calling her, telling her she was triggered, did trigger her, you know, and everybody's talking about she has mental issues, and I don't know what those mental issues are, or if it's something that was just an assumption. I mean, of course, I think we all have mental issues at some point. I mean, it doesn't seem like she's like, she might be depressed or have anxiety or some mess or whatever, but I don't know if she's like bipolar or schizophrenic. I don't think it's that serious. But to bring that kind of stuff up and throw that kind of stuff up in people's face is totally disrespectful, especially in a situation like that where that girl was getting attacked. She was getting attacked, and over stupid stuff or stuff that could have been handled. You wait till you get on TV to do
Yeah.
that. You wait for the cameras to come. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Or bringing stuff up like that in front of outsiders.
Right. Y'all could have had a separate conversation, even with the cameras, but separately.
Mhm.
I agree with what you said. Like, I don't believe that we should accept the behaviors from a friend because they're going through stuff. It's like, that's what I like, that misplaced frustration, the misplaced this, whatever. Like, it don't ever say, and it don't necessarily have to be them coming at you, but just the things that they may do or say around you. I can remember plenty of times where I was down below, like depressed, deep depressed. And I just was like, I just dealt with it because I'm not going to, if one of my friends, I can remember specifically, I'm trying to get a thought out. I can remember specifically when I was going through all of that stuff with, losing my home or whatever, through the flood and stuff or whatever. And when we were over there in that temporary place, I can just remember with everything that was going on. And I remember this, the boys were gone. I think Jalen had already left for the military. And I think Khalil, he might have been in football practice. Ain't no telling, it was the summer. Not the summer, it was the fall. He might have been in football. And anyway, he wasn't there. And I can just remember me sitting in my bed, in the middle of my bed. And I just started crying because I was just like, why? Just stressed out. No one really truly understands the magnitude of what's really going on, feeling alone, nobody caring. And then I get a phone call from one of my friends, and it was like it was a lighthearted discussion on her end because, of course, she don't know what I'm going through in that moment. She didn't know, you know what I'm saying? But, she's talking about the money she just spent on some clothes and this, that, and the third. And I'm over here like low key just wanting to get off the phone. But then I'm just like, this isn't her fault. You know what I'm saying? This isn't her situation. But then I'm just like, part of me was like, do I feel some kind of way? Not jealous, but just like feeling like, can you consider me for a moment or what? I don't know. I was feeling all kind of emotional. And so, but then I was like, again, this is a you issue. So I just sucked it up and changed my attitude, because it's just like, guess what? I can sit here and make this yeah, girl. One of those conversations, it ain't gonna change nothing. So I just had to regroup for a moment and just fix it.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation. So it's just like, I've appeared together and happy in so many situations when I was flatlining, and not saying I wasn't getting the help that I needed, because I was, but it was just, in one of those moments. And I just feel like I wouldn't dare take that out on my friends because it's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? They have nothing to do with it. And not saying that they wouldn't be there to talk, but it's like, sometimes it's like talking ain't gonna do nothing. So what's the point? You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like, even with your past traumas as a child, I remember watching some other show, and I think I talked to you about this before. I forget the name of the show, but it's another Black reality show, and I forget, maybe Tennessee. I don't remember. Anyway, there was an episode where two friends were going back and forth, and basically the comment that was made was, "This is how she is," and it's like, so I'm supposed to accept your negativity. And at that moment, I think it was more like a back and forth between the friends. And I'm like, how much of that do you have to take as her friend? Because to say you're her friend, you have to take on that pressure, that drama, that trauma from her. Like, you have to be her scapegoat. She can't go get help. You can't be a support. That doesn't mean you don't support that friend, but it's like, I can only support you if you're trying to help yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not getting ready to be caught up and get all the energy transferred on me because you want to sulk in it. That's not cool. And that's
Because
not healthy.
that energy is definitely transferable.
Yeah, it's real.
So I think this kind of goes back to, in my head, I'm sitting here thinking, the one of the past episodes where we talked about taking breaks in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could see if I had a friend that, you know, we had good times together, we really had a true friendship, but there was just something in their life where they're, you know, they were having negative behaviors behind whatever traumatic experience. I could see taking a break from them until they heal. You go get your healing. Because I don't have, I really don't have to deal with that, right?
Right.
You go get your healing. When you're healed, come on back to
Mm-hmm.
me, because I just, sometimes that's, I mean, if you know, you know, and it can be very draining, especially when you really care about that person. And I know me, I'm so tenderhearted, and there was a point in my life where I really would just not let nobody go, and you know that, right? I would just be like, oh, that saying, oh, that's just how she is. Oh, that's just how she
And you
is.
just take the beat and then the beat and then the beat and
Yeah.
then the drain.
And that's not okay. That's not fair to me,
Mm-mm.
right? So, yes, I have taken steps back. I might not say it like, I'm taking a break from you, or, you know, I might not say it like that, but withdraw myself a little bit so I'm not so invested, because I cannot take on that negative behavior. That stuff is draining.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you adopt it, then it carries over into your life, and then you start showing negative behaviors towards people who ain't got nothing to do with this,
Nothing.
right? So just like taking a step back and allowing that person to heal. I mean, or maybe the friendships can be over, because, you know, there are times sometimes where you pour into your friend or family member, whatever, you know, to try to help them heal,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then they're looking for a yes man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're looking for a cheerleader to cheer on their negative behaviors. So your words are kind of like going in one ear and out the other, and they're not willing to change. Then you might need to really be like,
And so they're not pouring into you, so you just
right,
empty,
empty, empty. What's
empty.
the point?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I and I would say, as far as a boundary, I mean, again, it's specific to whatever, you know, it's situational. For me in this situation, I would have to I would have to be done, because I have specifically told you from the lips on my face, from the tongue in my mouth, that I do not like this.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more clearer, is that a word? Whatever. I have to be.
Yeah.
Now, have I had friends to do things that I asked them not to do? Absolutely. It just wasn't that deep. It
Yeah.
was bothersome, but then I'm like, didn't I ask you not to? Because I done asked you.
Mhm.
Like, but I've asked you not to, so let's not, okay? And like, I don't know, sometimes they might think it's just you just talking, but no, like, if I specifically ask you not to treat me a certain way, to say a certain thing to me, or do a certain thing to me, I'm dead ass serious. In
Yeah.
this situation, I would probably have to shut it down, because
You don't respect you,
you
or
don't
they
respect.
don't respect you.
This is like, that's deep, you know, and then to happen in front of so many people. And then you kept saying, this is my best friend, my best friend, best friend. First of all, I ain't even gonna count. I know I'm all about holding people accountable for their mess, but if we at an event and it's me and my bestie, we gonna ride. I don't care if she is wrong. I'm gonna ride, and we gonna shut that shit down, and then we gonna talk about it later.
Yeah.
But you ain't getting ready to get attacked by some women, verbally or physically. You my best friend. I am loyal to you. My loyalty isn't necessarily in that moment about you being right or wrong. It's about them actually trying, you know, this is becoming a physical situation. So we just getting ready to shut this down. So we gonna ride it out. Then we gonna get to a place. I'm like, girl, no, you know you was wrong for that.
It's low key like a protection mode.
Yeah.
Like you're setting the tone Or because I'm assuming these other women knew that they were best friends, right?
I think some of them knew, but I don't know if they knew. I don't know. Because I don't
Because
watch it.
it's almost like you're
I know they
setting
knew
the
that they were friends, but I don't know how close. Because she kept saying, "This is my best friend, my best friend." Like maybe they don't. Maybe they didn't know how deep their relationship was. If it
because
is
it
deep.
kind of sets the tone for how other people respect you. So, because like, let's say for instance, like in a family dynamic, like let's say if CJ would call me any name out the book, talk to me or treat me any old kind of way, and he's the father and the husband of the house, right? My children, they're not gonna have respect for me. You see what I'm saying? Like we kind of set the tone for how our children like respect
Mm-hmm.
us, if that makes sense. So I feel like in a friendship, it's the same way. Like if I brought you around to some people that you weren't really clicked with, right? And I treated you like dog doo doo, how
Mm-hmm.
can we expect the other people to treat you like anything
Right.
better?
Right.
Because I'm your friend
Right.
and I'm bringing you around these people. They're yeah, I can't
Yeah.
treat you like crap and then expect them to treat you okay and then be mad at them if they don't.
Right.
Like you got to set the tone.
Yeah.
And yeah, when if doing that, then she definitely kind of like gave a stamp of approval or permission for them other women to treat her like
Whatever.
crap.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was like,
So I'm with you on that. Like, it's not that I'm condoning what's wrong.
right.
It's like a protection mode in a
Yeah.
sense because yeah, I'm supposed to
I'm gonna,
protect you so that
yeah, it's like I'm
nobody
gonna
else don't treat
protect
you
you
like that.
just like with your children. You're gonna protect them whether they right or wrong, but
Yeah.
you're still going to let them know, give them the lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the same situation. It's like you could have protected her instead of making it seem like you were against her
Yeah.
and making her feel alone in that situation. I mean, girl, and it was sad. I mean, I've seen sadder stuff, but it was just from a friendship level. I'm just like, yeah, no,
That's
absolutely.
why I don't have a lot of those.
Same, same.
I just don't have a lot of those. I can't, especially female. I just, yeah.
I got who I got, and that's it.
I got a handful. Now, if you slip through the cracks around here lately, you must be all right. Cause I just don't,
Yeah,
I'm not down with, yeah, it's too much.
it
It's
is.
too much.
It is. It is a lot to take on, and especially if you're the friend who has to be the strong one, the resilient one in a relationship. It's just like, here we
Girl,
go.
it always seems like the strong ones attract the ones with issues. Like,
I met this girl, and I'm not opposed to being social and being on a friendly level with people. Like we can call, we can talk, we can chit chat, we can hang out, but they don't qualify you as my bestie. Like you ain't gonna get a bouquet at the wedding. You gonna get an invitation to sit down and watch. Um, I'm
I
just
like
saying.
that. That was cute.
I'm just saying. Um, but yeah, once we started talking and you know hanging out, not like going out, but just hanging out around each other, I started to notice like, yeah, I'm gonna have to fall back. I mean, I let her know this is the type of person I am. I don't plan on changing. I'm not a call you every day type of person. Because some people feel like in order to be friends, girl, me and Jasmine were just talking about this last night. In order to be friends, you gotta be up each other's butt every single day. Now, you may have those people that you talk to all the time, like me and you talk. I don't think we let even 2 days go by. I mean, if we don't talk on the phone, we at least text daily. So we're communication every day. But there's also other reasons why, you know what I'm saying, not just personal stuff. We do businesses and stuff together. So but if you don't respond or if I don't respond, no one's getting in their feelings. It's like I don't need you. The friend that I've had the longest, 30 something years, I can count on one hand how many times I've talked and seen her since the panorama. Okay. And I don't even think it's been 5. And this is the dynamic of our relationship, and we're fine with it. And she lives 20 minutes, 30 minutes up the road. That don't change nothing. A friendship is a friendship. You know what I'm saying? It don't change how we move in our relationship. It don't change the level of love or care that we have for each other. But we are adults. We have our own lives. But at the end of the day, when we want to get together, we get together. When we need each other, we need each other. And that's that. And that's with all of my friends. So it's just like, we don't have to talk all the time. I feel like if you got to talk, if you feel that need to talk to someone all the time, you need to probably go talk to somebody professional, because that's a codependent situation. Even like me and Shonda used to talk every single day, like every day, like email all day at work, from work. Like, I'm telling you, we would just be emailing all day. But eventually, jobs change, life change, but we're not, oh my God, now I might talk to her maybe once a week, maybe once every other week, or whenever we need to check in or whatever. And that's that. Like, same with, my other friend Chantel. Like, it's just like, people feel like we're not best friends if we're not up each other's behinds every day, all day. I got to make decisions for you. I got to do this. I got to do that. It's like, no.
Yeah, me and my bestie, when she came down for my 30th birthday, and I don't remember how many, I mean, it's been years since I had saw her at that time. I mean, years. And I think one time we probably might have went a whole year without talking to each other. But you see, because you saw her, you met her the same day, which was the first day that I saw her when she came to town. If you didn't know, you would not know that we had been years without seeing each other, right? And like now, let me see, I saw her last year. And we just like pick up every time where we left off. There's nobody like, oh my gosh, I ain't heard from you. Both of us might be like, girl, I'm so sorry, I have not reached out or whatever.
But nobody's in their feelings.
Neither one of us care.
Yeah.
Right. We love each other. We know excuse me, we're comfortable with our friendship. Ain't like, oh, you got new friends. Because she was one of us ain't sitting here clocking each other on having new friends or new associates and stuff. I cannot when people are like that, because I don't belong to you.
Like, at all.
And she don't belong to me.
Period. I belong to you. But girl, I have something like that.
I'm sorry. Getting that comment you made about unfollowing on social media, we need to grow up with that stuff. I cannot stand or understand why people are so controlled by social media and how, oh, you unfollowed me, now I'm mad at you, or you did something to me that I didn't like, so I'm gonna go unfollow you so you'll notice it, or say something to me. Like, I don't understand how social media determines relationships. I do not understand it. I don't get how people get in their feelings about it. That is irritating as heck. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I know I done unfollow some folks. I don't intend to be in your life no more. Now, I'm gonna say, now when I say unfollow, there's 2 different types of unfollow. I unfollow if I cut somebody off relationship wise in my life, because I don't need to, but then I also will unfollow people that I don't really communicate with, because again, your presence on my friends list is slowing down my algorithm, and I need other people to see. But if it's like we just followed each other and no one even socializes at all, or like a comment, then okay, bye. Those ain't the people we're talking about. Though. We're talking about the people that you've had some type of connection or relationship with. And I followed this one particular person, and when he realized that, he was in his feelings, but I'm just like,
It's social media.
I didn't expect to talk to you no more. Because those were my intentions. And so I didn't need you to have a look into what was going on over here, and I didn't need to care about what was going on over there. So, but why we like, he was really upset, and I'm like, but why? You have my number though.
Girl, I know somebody to this day who does not talk to me the same way they used to because I unfollowed them from social media. The
Ooh,
reason I unfollowed them was because I was cleaning up my social media from people I just did not interact
right.
with. I didn't have no ill feelings about this person or anything. We just did not interact on
Mhm.
Facebook anymore because I think it was Facebook. But I'm still following him on Instagram, by the way. I
Yeah.
don't get on Instagram like that, but it was on Facebook. And this person literally is sour with me. Like when I say sour, angry, or yeah, they were talking about it to somebody else. And to hear that, I was like, are you serious? This person don't like me no more because I'm not following them on Facebook?
I didn't say one
I
word
had
to
no
you.
idea. Like I thought we was cool
Mhm.
until I found out and I'm like,
So you mean to tell me you've been on social media and you be watching me, but you don't say nothing? Because I
right.
mean, honestly, the people that I
How did you
unfollow,
notice?
right? Because the people that I unfollow, I don't see them anymore because we don't interact. You know how it is on, especially Facebook. If you don't interact with them, you don't really see them unless the people got their posts popping. So it's like out of sight, out of mind. So
Yeah, I just go through spring cleaning sometimes on
yeah,
my social
that
media, but like I'm telling you, I was when I say blown away by that, because I'm sitting here like, we grown, right?
out so.
Like to me, that's like high school, middle school stuff. Like, I can't believe another grown person really is mad at me because I
Mhm.
stopped following them on social media and we never had an issue like personally.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I don't have an issue, but you mad about Facebook, girl. I cannot. I'm
Mhm.
telling you, I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Mhm. Yeah, that girl on the show, she followed me, and I'm like, girl, bye. Girl, bye. If this is your ploy to become relevant in this scene, that I mean, that was a bad attempt. That
That's
was
crazy.
bad.
That's crazy.
But yeah. So cousins, tell us your thoughts on everything. Where do you draw the line with your friendship? I mean, we can talk about the cheating, the cheating with the mate and all that, but we're not talking about the relationships with them being involved with your significant other. We're talking about on a more personal level when it comes to how you guys, vibe and interact in your relationship. Where are your boundaries? Do you have them? I mean, that's part of self-care. Like,
It really is.
people think self-care is about going to get manicures, pedicures, getting hair done, going to the spa. No. To me, the first thing is setting boundaries.
It's taking care of this
Mm-hmm.
and this
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
before
And everything
anything
else will
else.
fall into place. But boundaries are important because it's the people around you that are creating that are creating that toxic environment. So you have to decide if this is something that is conducive to a peaceful relationship, a peaceful life. Of course you want to have discussions with them. I do believe, don't just like dead people unless something really, really happened. But I
Yeah.
feel like conversations need to be had. And if I had a conversation with you and told you this is how I feel, and then you continue to do those things, then you have already let me know that you don't care about my feelings. So I'm going to just deuce it out, be done. So, and no hard feelings. And all of
Mhm.
your secrets will be safe. We're just done.
Yeah.
So yeah, how do you feel about that? What are your boundaries? Um, and what about the traumas? Do you take on the traumas of your friends' past, or how's that affecting you? Like, tell us, talk to us.
And let us know.
Yeah. So we're gonna get on out of here because we got some more videos to record because we trying to be productive and keep bringing y'all some content. So be sure to like this video, comment below, turn on your notifications. What
And
else?
as I always say,
oh yeah,
be sure to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. Follow us on Facebook and
yes,
Instagram and interact with us there as well.
please.
And we upload every Wednesday, hopefully, at 10 a.m. You can find a new episode on YouTube and Spotify and Anchor.
Mm-hmm. 10
Right.
o'clock,
10
unless
a.m.
something happens. There you are. All right. See y'all later. Peace out,
Bye.
Cuzn.